Warning, warning. This is a global ice out. Testing the right speaker. Right. Testing the left speaker. Left. Sound successfully recovered. Swan Commander. Connected. And now, the countdown has begun. And now, are you ready for a journey that goes beyond the norms? The Federal Prospects Hockey League just celebrated its 15th anniversary. With a footprint and fan base rapidly expanding, Swan Hockey is now bringing you behind the scenes. Beyond what you see at games. Beyond the arenas. Beyond the crowds. This is FPHL, Beyond the Glass.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of FPHL Beyond the Glass. I am your host, Eric Swanick, Swan Commander on social media. This episode, we are going to be heading over to Topeka, Kansas, the Topeka Scarecrows. We are going to be joined by Scarecrows ownership, Don Lewis, and GM head coach, Robbie Nichols. Before we do, let's do our proof of attendance token code for this episode. The proof of attendance token code for this episode is Topeka. Enter the code at swanhockey.io on the podcast page, and you will be eligible to receive your proof of attendance token for watching or listening to this episode. This token can be used as a raffle ticket. We've had some really cool raffles so far. You can check the Swan Hockey Discord server for more information and announcements on future raffles. These tokens will also have your season pass points attached to them if you're participating in our free rewards program, Season Pass, which is geared towards giving you more for things you already do, such as watching or listening to this podcast. So without further ado, let's head over to Topeka. Welcome to the pod. How's everything going?
It's going well. It's coming quick now, so it's been like a whirlwind this summer, but it's going really well.
The theme of this show has kind of been pushing the pace of the league. The league is growing exponentially in terms of fan base, footprint, everything. I think quality. You guys are, I believe, pushing the pace as well, maybe in a little bit of a different way now in terms of now pushing the pace of, okay, let's go to uncharted territories. Let's go west. Let's go places that the league is not already.
Yeah. I think Chris and I, we looked at a few different markets, and then we went up to Topeka, met with the arena staff. They're unbelievable up there. And then we decided to have the neutral site games there, obviously, and that spoke for themselves. We thought we would be able to keep the lower bowl, only the lower bowl open and the top curtained off. And I think it was about a half hour before the game started. And, the arena general manager, Kellen, came and said, hey, we're going to have to open that top bowl, so that was pretty cool to do. And, we actually had to delay the game. I think it was 30 minutes or so to make sure we got the people in there. The show is what I worry about the most, and the giveaways and the promotions. We hire a coach to do the coach's job. That's something Chris and I don't worry about. We hire the coach to do that. Our job is to entertain the fans. We're an entertainment, right? That's a business that we're in. We want kids and adults to come to us on a Friday and Saturday night rather than a movie. So that's something that I really focus on.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned the neutral site games. You guys averaged just over 3,200 over the 4 games, correct?
Yeah, we did. It was just over the 32, right before 33. Yep.
What was the mark? Was there a mark? Like, what was the number where you guys like, okay, this has to hit this, or hey, maybe this isn't the best idea and we should regroup, look at another location? Like, what was the benchmark?
I think obviously we always want to be around 3,000 or higher. When we first met with the arena, they had the expectations of, hey, we get 2,500, in the arena or so, we're sitting really good, and they were very were very aggressive with their lease. So 2,500, 2,200 could definitely make the team possible. As we walked out there, Chris and I looked at each other and, is this the market we really want to be in? And, we were patient. We waited for the neutral site games to come up. And then just out of the blue, the media was unbelievable. The arena was unbelievable. Everybody up in Topeka has been unbelievable. And then you open the doors and you get 3,300 people at the game, So I don't think there was really a benchmark there when we were working with the arena with how aggressive they were. I mean, their staff up there makes you feel like you're part of their staff. It's kind of cool. I've always ran a small staff. So to work with an arena where you're right there sharing offices with them and you're part of their staff, I mean, it's a great feeling to have that up there in Topeka.
Yeah, and that's so important. I feel like that's something, one thing that a lot of fans don't understand how hard it really is to secure a building. Like, obviously there's a lot of people in a lot of different areas that are like, hey, the league should come here or put a team here. Like, there's so much that goes into us. And I mean, we've all seen, arena leases that were no good, right? And didn't survive. Like, so to your point, like how important that is and how well, you're saying that they're treating you guys, that's awesome. Like, it's just, you need it.
You do, and there's a lot behind the scenes, obviously. That takes place when you're trying to find the right building, the right lease. Obviously, we want to build more teams into a little pod of our own up there, So there is other buildings we're looking at up there, but you just want to make sure you get the right building. You want to make sure you get a building that wants you. Ice hockey is a lot of work for a big building to switch over from events, switch back over to hockey. It's a lot of work, so you got to find that right staff. In the ASM buildings, whatever it might be, that wants hockey there. And once you find it, it's tough to let something go like that because a lot of them are so tough to work with.
Yeah, and then let's talk a little bit about, so you find a building, you find the right staff, you check all that off the box. Right now, it's okay. All that box is checked. Now, what do we have to do to make this work with the rest of the league? So with you guys, as I said before, going into uncharted territory, pushing the pace, going west. This is a brand new team for a brand new city in this league. But obviously, it's not new to you. And you went out and you hired Robbie Nichols. It's not new to him. Both of you guys have had a lot of success in many different places. And so what is going into that? Now that the location box is checked, what other challenges come across with now making sure that, hey, we got to get everything else set in terms of, okay, we are in a little bit of a unique location. We got to, in terms of, and like you and I spoke about last week on the phone, in terms of how you guys are traveling, the accommodations, what has to be done on that part to make everything else click into place.
It's pretty exciting for me. Opening night will be super special there. That'll be probably one of my most special openings at an arena. Robbie and I go way back. We own teams together. I was assistant GM in Elmira while in the ECHL. We own some baseball teams together. We go way back. So kind of after the neutral site game, Chris and I sat down in the hotel right away and started discussing, brick by brick. And the next brick was obviously getting a coach. And, with Robbie and I being such close friends, we talked, before or after the neutral site games and everything. And I think it excited him. I think his wife probably thought he was retired from hockey by now, but it excited him. So we're super lucky to have Robbie on board. The good thing with Robbie is he's a player, he's a player's coach. He looks out for his guys. Well, we're the furthest west. What are we going to do for travel? What's the housing situation? So that kind of motivates you to keep it going that way as far as giving our players the best. If we got to fly our guys, we're going to fly our guys. Whatever it takes to make them comfortable, we're definitely going to do. We'll take the lead from Robbie with what he recommends. As far after that, get a staff together, get, social media is huge these days, that. So you got to start pushing that. You got to put your staff together. We're a small staff right now. I like to run it that way, but we're going to start ramping it up. People in Topeka are going to start hearing about us. We're going to start making noise. The corporate sponsors, unbelievable. I'll tell you, I've never been to a market like that. I've had one person slam the door in us and wouldn't let us in for a meeting. But other than that, everybody at least let us in to talk to them, to show them what we got. They've had junior hockey for so long, right? Now they're ready for professional hockey to come back. And that's why it was also important to get Robbie. He understands the game. We got to score. We got to win. We got to make a run for the championship. Our first year, obviously that's our goal, right? Is to build around Binghamton. I think Robbie made, made the best comment in one of his podcasts that we have. If you don't have a roster that's going to beat Binghamton, you don't have a roster right now, right? We can't sit around and look at other teams. You got to look at who the champions were, and not just for 1 year, the past 2 years. So I know that's what Robbie's doing, is building his team, to compete against Binghamton.
Yeah, and I'm excited for the season. I'm excited. I mean, I've never been out to Topeka or Kansas. I've never been there. I know, again, from the the North American League days, it seemed like it had like it went well. It seems like that the community likes hockey, and now with all the support that that you guys are experiencing now, like, it's really awesome. I'm looking really forward to the start of the season, and seeing what you guys put together, and just seeing and I think it's great, obviously, that you guys are the ones doing this. Like I said, you have a lot of experience in a lot of different areas, and I think that's important too, especially for just like you guys appreciate the city support and the community support. It's nice for them too to see, okay, these aren't guys coming in that on the job training. These guys have done it before. It's rinse and repeat. They know what they're doing, and they're gonna set this up now and put together a high end product.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, if there are some naysayers, some people that doesn't understand what the professionals are going to look like compared to what the junior was, they just have to come to opening weekend. We want that top bowl open. We want it packed. There's got to be a pregame party. There's got to be a block party. Even after the game, we need fireworks outside after the games. We're going to go all out with pregame, with postgame shows. We're going to go all out up there. So looking really, we're really excited about it. Every game that people walk into the arena, they need to get a handout. There needs to be a theme night. There, like I said again, Jesse, we're in the entertainment business. We got to do that, and we completely understand that. So I think that'll be one difference that a lot of people will see. They're going to be able to walk in, they're going to get something, they're going to have a theme night of that night. So that's a lot of work. We have John Clement up there. He's flying solo for a little bit, and he's done an unbelievable job trying to get all that stuff together. And hockey's not a 9-to-5 job. I think Andrea said that last week in his podcast. It's 7 a.m. till 1, 2 in the morning on game days, and then you're back up and you're back at it. So it's long days, but gosh, it's worth it when you see the little kids and you see the adults high-fiving and smiling and just having a great time and taking away from their worries and their normal day stress to be able to come to a hockey game and enjoy a fun night out.
Yeah, it's definitely not a 9-to-5, and it's it's interesting too, because there's so much, like, the work is just one part of it, and even more on the player side, like where we used to joke around as players saying that hockey's, or any sports really, it's the only job in the world where you don't get paid to do the work. Like, you could do all the the on ice training, the in the gym, everything, do that Monday through Thursday. Friday night doesn't go well, you got a problem. Like, you don't get paid to do the work. You get paid for how Friday night goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, again, we leave that up to Robbie and any of the coaches that we have. That's all their tough decisions. So like I said, Robbie, all of our coaching staff will do a great job. There's no doubt in my mind. Our plan is with Robbie is to make a run at a championship our first year.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Like I said, you guys definitely have a capable group of doing that. And one quick, so the arena, and again, I've never been there, but from everything I've seen, the arena is inside an event center. What else is there to do there, like in the building?
Yeah, so the arena itself is beautiful. It's got the ribbon lighting going around,
yeah,
beautiful jumbotron. The locker room's unbelievable. The access that the players are going to have to that arena's first class. That's unbelievable. But then they do have they got a bar located at the top. They got conference rooms in there. They got a whole exhibition hall in there. So they do keep it busy. But they're working around our schedule. I feel like we're their number one tenant. We got 28 dates in there, and Kellen and his staff's done a good job giving us all those prime dates for when they can. Do they bring in shows? Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna miss a couple weekends here or there, but you know what? That'll be a good time for us to go to Baton Rouge, go to Biloxi, and spend a week or two on the road with the guys, and let them all bond together.
Yeah, for sure. Any rivalries forming already?
We'll see.
Anything you're noticing with
We'll see, right? We only go to Monroe once, which is our second closest, which I don't understand that, but I didn't put the schedule together. But we play Baton Rouge a ton. We play Biloxi quite a few times. Indiana will be fun. That's only 8 hours from us. I say only 8 hours, right? Because I'm not on the bus, but so we'll see what happens. I think there'll be a lot of exciting hockey. I think our arena is going to be fun for even visitors to come into with the fan base. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, you know how hockey goes. There's always those one or two that you always look forward to playing against.
Yeah, absolutely. And what would your message be to the fans and to new fans or people the community that's on the bubble of becoming fans?
We're going to be our players are accessible. We're going to be in the player bagging, in the community bagging groceries. We'll be at youth hockey events. We'll be at all youth events. We'll be at adult events. We'll be at nursing homes. This is their team. We've invested a lot of money in this team. The arena's invested a lot of time and energy into this team. We need the community support to stick around like any hockey franchise does. And I see us doing that. And give us one chance. If you're on the ledge, give us one chance. Come out, check out the entertainment value that we got, and check out the entertainment that we'll have on the ice. Like I said again, we want to win, we want to score goals, we want to be fast, but we're not going to turn heads from people. I know Robbie doesn't like that kind of hockey, so I got a great feeling for the upcoming season.
Yeah, I'm excited about. Well, we're going to bring Robbie on here now. Anything in addition to that you want to close with?
Just looking forward to a great season for the entire league, not only Topeka, for the entire league. We all got to grow together. We're all partners. There's nothing better than me jumping online at the end of the night and seeing one of the teams having 4,200 people in attendance. Nothing better than that, right? They're my partners, so I want everybody to do well that way. But when it comes on the ice, I always want our team to come out on the top.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, Don, thanks for doing this. Best of luck this year. Congratulations on everything. And I'm sure we'll be speaking again.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Don. Hey, guys, our new merch drop is live now on SH360. Visit 360.swanhockey.com and you can access it now. Once an item is gone, it may never return. You can also check the time capsule for older items. All SH360 purchases have season pass points attached. Just make sure that you use the same email address on SH360 as you do for Swan Hockey Digital. For more information or help with season pass, join the Discord. What's going on, Robbie? Thanks a lot for being here. I appreciate the time. Welcome to the podcast.
Well, I'm glad we finally got together, and we're excited. We're excited for this season, and I just arrived in Topeka now, so we're 100% go Topeka Scarecrows.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now let's hop right into it. So you've been more than around the block in minor league hockey. You've been at this for a long time in many different capacities: owner, GM, coach, player. What was it about Topeka that lured you in and said, you know what, this is worth a go. I'm doing this.
Yeah, was sort of finished with my hockey days. I owned a team for 3 years, the Elmira Enforcers, and we own 3 baseball teams in New York, so we're extremely busy. And I'm supposed to be vacationing right now, taking time off. But the main thing was a guy named Don Lewis. Don Lewis is one of the partners here of the Topeka franchise. And if it wasn't for Don ownership in this, I hired Don when he was about 20 years old in Elmira, New York. He's a great friend. And when the chance came, hockey's been in my blood. I started skating when I was 2 years old, and I've been involved in hockey for 59 years and the pro scene for the last 40 years. And I'm one of the older guys, but I just enjoy hockey, and it's the love of my game, love of my life. My wife said, go do it, go enjoy it. And she said, as long as you win a championship, she said, don't go and be a loser. So, I've got marching orders from my wife that I better go and we better win.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So what is it that excites you the most about Topeka?
Just I came out here for the press conference. The city's excited. I don't know if you've ever seen this building, but it's an American Hockey League building.
Just pictures.
It's great facility. Our dressing room all put up against, some NHL teams, AHL. I said my office, this office, it was sort of like a dressing room in some of the lower leagues. And no, it's a great facility. The arena's great to work with. The people I met are great and excited to have hockey back. So I'm looking forward to it. You always want a little more time to build things, but it's coming quick.
Yeah, for sure. How many years were you off of it?
Yeah, hockey world, probably the last, they didn't lend that long ago, the enforcers. So probably 3 4 years, 3 years maybe, just really concentrating on baseball. But then I say that, and we jumped in and we helped the team in Danville one year when their season was ready to start and they had nothing sold. And my team went there. I also own a
Yeah.
company called Can USA Sports, and with me, Can USA Sports also brings in a gentleman by the name of Mark Witt, and Mark worked in the National Hockey League for many years. He was a American Hockey League GM of the Binghamton Senators for 5 years, and
Okay.
he's here with me, and he knows how to pack stadiums and does a great job. So, with me, my whole Can USA Sports team is coming too.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And now, so with you being, kind of out of it for 3 years, not completely out of it, but I asked Garrett Rutledge in Athens a similar question where he was in the Federal League, left, went to the OHL, came back. That time that he was gone and the time that you were gone, I think the league has made some major advancements. I think the league is at the top of its game right now. What has that been like for you, and what are you noticing? Somebody that's been involved in many different leagues for a long time and was a big part of the FPHL, now coming back to what I called in an earlier episode, FPHL 2.0.
Yeah, no, definitely. This league has grown. The players just keep on getting better and better. And that happens in all of hockey. The National Hockey League, these guys are skating faster, they're bigger, they're stronger. Every year it happens. And that's the number one mistake coaches make. And I'm making sure I don't make the mistake. They underestimate the quality and the talent of these guys. These guys are professionals. Um, Out of all the guys I've talked to, some of the questions are going, how many exercise bikes are there in the dressing room? How many sets of free weights do we have in the dressing room? Olden days, the question used to be, how far is the closest bar? These
Yeah.
guys are training. I talk to guys that are skating 6 days a week, twice a day. And that's not the olden days. These guys are here to play hockey. Most of our players want to move to the next level. They can't wait to get the call up to the ECHL, and that's what I'm excited to that. I'm going to go on records that Topeka Scarecrows are going to lead the call ups to the ECHL.
All right,
No
awesome.
question in my mind. If you come and play here, I've got players here that they're ready. They're ready for the ECHL. So we're excited. We still want to keep a good team at all times. So there's a couple guys that have said they don't care if they get called up, but I know everybody deserves a chance, and that's what I was given many years ago by a gentleman named Rick Dudley, who's known in the hockey world. He sent me up for a weekend to the American Hockey League, and I left and I stayed away for 10 years. So
Wow.
it's about a call up, and I'm trying to work with these guys, and we want to get these guys moved to where their hockey dreams want them to go.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys obviously are going to have a lot of, a lot of opportunity with you guys being, I mean, you guys are the most Western team, right? I mean, I'm not looking at a map now to get everything exactly, in
Yeah,
line with
I believe
coordinates and
you're
stuff,
right, and
but you guys are the most Western team, correct?
we are, and we have teams right around us.
Yep.
We have Wichita, which goes Kansas City is an hour away. So we have to be careful on, how many players we have, and I'm going to have good lines to get players in here quick. But I'll tell you, the gem of all gems is Allen, Texas. We still are about 6 7 hours away from them, but Steve Martinson and I are great buddies, and we're gonna be very close to that affiliation. I always say Steve Martinson's the best coach that's not coaching in the National Hockey League, and he deserves a chance in the National Hockey League. Um, Marty does a great job, and we're going to work extremely close with Allen. If you're playing for us and you're playing well, and Allen needs you, you're going to go to Allen.
Yeah, that's great. And I think Martinson, he's got I heard he has the most wins in all of minor pro hockey.
He does. He does. I
Okay.
hired Marty for 3 years with the Elmira Jackals, and he is top notch and plays hard, tough old style hockey. And that's what you're going to see with Topeka. I've talked to these players. I don't. There's a myth that I like thuggery. I like tough hockey, and I like to see the odd fight. But I just want our guys to play hard hockey.
Yeah.
I'd like to see you run over people and hit people. I don't want soft, people throwing snow at people. We're going to take your time and space away, and we're going to be in your face. And that's my type of hockey. And if it's not your type of hockey, players that are coming here, they can move somewhere else. I've traded a lot of guys already. You've seen some of the moves we've made. Um, we've gotten a lot tougher in the last 2 weeks than we were, and we're going to be a hard team to play against.
Yeah, for sure. And, in terms of like the player development end of things, like that's something that's so important for, for any player that is looking to go up to the ECHL. And this is, some more insight for fans and stuff that want to get a little deeper dive into this side of the game. Like that's such an advantage and very, very important, where if your style is very similar to same as Martinson's, that's a big advantage and very important for players that are coming in to the FPHL, coming into Topeka, and having that same, similar structure, same style as, the team, a team at the next level that the FPHL team is working with.
Yeah, most definitely. There's some players on our roster that Marty loves, and he said, "Hey, I like this guy, I like this guy, I like this guy," and guys that he's told me about, and I look on, they're my same type of player. So I went out and traded for them, or I drafted them, and they'll be on our team. And again, there's guys on my board that I hope I never have them in Topeka. I hope they stay at the next level. I hope they stay at the ECHL, and I never get to see them because at the end of the day, I'm a player's coach. I want to win hockey games. I want to win every hockey game, but what's better is I've got guys that I coached that played in the National Hockey League for 15 years after I coached them. That's you enjoy that. You enjoy seeing guys get to the National Hockey League and American Hockey League. We had some kids that played for Elmira that are now playing in the ECHL and American Hockey League, and that makes us proud.
Yeah, for sure. And do you want to talk a little bit about like, conversation that we were having, training camp, what you guys are doing with training camp, what's going to be extremely unique about it?
Yeah, it's going to be unique. Our guys are going to be here skating, getting workouts in. A great facility. The arena manager has been great to work with. Come October 3rd, 4th, 5th area, we're going to load our bus up. Our entire team's going to take part and be part of the ECHL training camp in Allen and skate with Coach Martinson. And
And that's
so
awesome.
he can see exactly what we got. So when he needs to call up a player for a weekend or call up a player, he knows exactly what they're doing. So we're going to go up there and do some controlled scrimmages. Marty's in control of it, and he can see what we have here in Topeka if he ever needs anybody.
Yeah, for sure. And that's awesome. I mean, even just to see again, because like these are things that a lot of people talk about, like at all levels of hockey, right? Like people talk about this kind of stuff, but and then you look at the actions and you look at who's taking those extra steps and doing. And again, this is very, very unique, and it provides a tremendous opportunity for players that are looking to move throughout the hockey world.
Yeah, it'll be great for these guys, and I'm not bagging up anything and trying to sell it. These guys are coming here with the chance they can play in the ECH Hockey League. They all want to move up to the next level, and they will have a great time. And like I said, I'm hoping some of the guys on my board don't come to Topeka. I hope they stay in the ECHL.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking on players, do you want to talk about some of the guys that you've acquired, some of the guys you've brought in, maybe got through the draft or traded for, or any free agents?
Yeah, I guess I could. We've sort of been the quiet team. Really not throwing on our chest and pounding on our chest on what we got, and so we've been quiet most of this summer. We're trying to keep our poker hand on what we're
Okay.
building together here, but no, if people know our roster and seen some of the names, we've acquired some great players. Elijah Wilson, one of the leaders out of Baton Rouge last year, is excited and happy to come play for us. TJ Sneath, out of Motor City, another great player. It keeps going. I can name Koash and Thornton and some of the leading scorers that were in this league last year. And to see what they bring, they're all high skilled level hockey players that had a lot of points in this league. And we'll see what that equates when they all get together in the chemistry. That's one thing, the biggest thing that this team needs to do is skate and find chemistry together, because none of them have ever played together. Maybe maybe Sneath and Quash played together a little bit in Motor City, and Avery Smith, who's on our board, and he's a guy I hope stays in Allen. A good, tough hockey player. Marty and I both love him, but I would love him more if he stays in Allen. We got a lot of guys that, the back end, I think we're strong. I look at our list right now, and I think we're very strong on the back end, and I think that's where you need to start at this level. Sammy Bernard, great goaltender. Um, some of the other names from goaltenders have been guys that actually played in the National Hockey League last season that may end up in Topeka. So we got an exciting team. Defense, Papa Petros and Blaisdell, two other good young defensemen that we're hoping stay in Allen, but will be great here. You got Gagnon, you got Whalen, you got Norwinski, you got Lynn. We're deep, but we'll see. We'll see what we got when they all get together here, and I think we got some great names, and we got some forwards, young guys coming in that are going to earn positions that had great numbers elsewhere. I've got some tough customers coming in that everybody knows Justin Schmidt. He'll be here to make sure our team's not taken advantage of. And you get Tom Murphy coming in. So we got some big bodies that can throw some fist around too. So got everybody, got Wolf, O'Reilly, Checo, Shulish, Koch. You got a lot of good players coming.
Yeah, for sure. And who are you most looking forward to playing against this season? Or where are you looking forward to going?
There's one team. We don't get to play them during the regular season. And we've got it scheduled on my game is that playoff game against Binghamton. There's only one team we should be building ourselves against. Binghamton's been the best the last 2 years. Carolina, Harry does a great job putting his team together there. Columbus is going to be good. All the teams that are going to be good. And just with this schedule, we don't get to play a lot of teams. We're going to Baton Rouge, we're going to Biloxi, we're going to Port Huron, and we're going to Indy. That's the 4 places we're going, which I guess it's hard where we're positioned, and we're going to have a lot of bus rides, and we're going to stay over a lot of nights places. But the one game I'm looking forward to is playing the Binghamton Black Bears in the finals.
Yeah, that'll be another. We started them all. They were the first team episode we did on this show. That as you mentioned, back-to-back defending champs. So certainly the team to beat right now, and I think a lot of people are looking forward to to their shot to do that.
Yeah, that's when I drafted. I drafted Mott and Oliveira from there, hoping I could get them on my team. I guess they didn't want to come here, so we traded them for some good players, and we'll see where that takes us. But that's really, again, that's what you measure yourself up against is the champions of the FPHL, and that's the Black Bears, and we want to try to be as good as they are.
Yeah, for sure. Anything you want to say to the fan base to in closing here?
Just really knowing Topeka, knowing Don Lewis, knowing Mark Witt, and the staff we've put together here, they're going to want to get their tickets for opening night as soon as they can. It's going to be a show that Topeka's never seen. It's going to be great hockey, and on the ice, it's going to be exciting hockey. You're going to like it. But the show and everything that goes into putting a hockey game together, I think the fans are really going to be impressed. And I think it's going to be a great opening night, and things will keep on building after that. But I'm looking for these players to play hard, and I'm looking to try to move as many as we can to the ECHL.
That's awesome, and I'm excited for you guys. I'm I'm just pumped to see to see the product that you guys put out. I know it's going to be great, and just excited about the whole thing. Everything that's going on in front of the scenes, everything behind the scenes with the with Allen and the player movement and everything. So really cool things that you guys are doing, and I appreciate you coming on, Robbie, and best of luck this year.
Well, thank you. I'm excited, and also if there's some great hockey players out there that still haven't signed, you maybe find a place in Topeka.
Awesome, I love it. Thank you so much, Robbie.
Well, thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Hey, everyone. Don't forget to join the Swan Hockey Discord server. Joining is free and gains you access to our podcast chats, giveaways, season pass discussion and help, junior hockey camps and showcase discussion, NHL on Xbox and PlayStation discussion, and more. Join today for free at swanhockey.com. And there's your Beyond the Glass look into the Topeka Scarecrows. They're doing a lot of really cool things. I'm excited for this club. I'm excited for all the clubs to go. But I'm excited to see what Topeka has in store. I think it's really unique what they're doing on a player development standpoint in terms of ECHL promotion. And, if you know Robbie, there's going to be no shortage of entertainment. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I think it's great. We've talked on this show a lot about pushing the pace, and they are pushing the pace out west. I said it back on, I believe it was episode 1, that I think this league could go coast to coast one day. And these guys are leading the charge and, moving west. So really cool to see, really excited for them. And that's going to be it for this episode. And I will see you guys soon.
Thank you for being the best part of this episode of FPHL Beyond the Glass by Swan Hockey. We will see you soon.